ourselves. M to the O B. Memphis Over Bull. Live every Wednesday. Make sure everybody coming in, make sure hit the like button, subscribe to the page, share the page, all of that. A lot of attention on our city right now. Got to remind you all to like and subscribe. They always say I'm not too light on y'all when it comes to that. Yeah, make sure everyone coming in though. Make sure you hit the like. Got a great show. Great show. I don't know if we're gonna be here for the entire duration for the hour, but I'm here. I'm here, and then we're gonna do what we gotta do because we have a purpose here. A lot of attention. Everybody's talking Memphis. Everybody's talking Memphis. One of my biggest issues with this is people that are talking about Memphis that know nothing about Memphis. I've seen, as someone that's in YouTube and as someone that's in vlogging, I've seen people make their careers off talking nonsense about Memphis. People made their entire YouTube pages dedicated to propaganda about the Young Dolph case. They're talking about neighborhoods they've never been to, and they're talking about people that they never meet and saying things that they would never say if they were in the presence of these people. That is the problem with the internet. And I'm someone from this city who knows many people from this city. I grew up here. So there's things that I wouldn't say or I wouldn't do, just out of respect for others. So that's how I was raised. But the internet, all this propaganda, man, is just terrible. Terrible. It's all clickbait. And I see certain things and I see people speaking about the current events, talking about the rappers. It's always about rappers. Everyone loves a Memphis rapper or a song from Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves to turn up to us. But it's a reality that we live in. And I don't know, sometimes I wonder, are we proud of the things that we're known for in the music? Are we proud of? Make sure everybody coming in, hit the like and hit the subscribe button. You know that. Y'all know that. Shout out to Chat Mob. But yeah, it's just what are we proud of, right? And the only thing that's factual here is that Yo Gotti, right? Yo Gotti lost a brother. And we lost another brother of our own to a senseless act of violence, right? And there's nothing we can do to change that at this point, but we can change ourselves, right? And everybody's talking about what's going to happen, what's going to be this, what's going to be that. And that's like I said, everyone's talking about what he's going to do or what they did or what's going to happen now. No, what are you going to do? And the same thing goes for Yo Gotti in this situation. Everybody's talking about it. I'm just saying, the only reason why I would say something about him is that everybody knows him and everybody focuses on him, all right? So it's just, what's the next move for him, all right, as far as what he's going through right now? And then some of the comments that people are making on the internet, bro, y'all, it's a different era. Nah, Black, no updates, no updates. But we're going to do what we always do because this pertains to what we are already pushing here and what we're already trying to fix. All right? All right, so I want to start this off with, I reached out, I talked to this brother on the phone, Unique Mecca. And he has a YouTube page, Unique Mecca Audio. Straight out the streets, which I love. But he's coming from a different perspective. See, it's all about accountability. It's all about accountability. And that's something that we're missing within our community. All right. So I want y'all to hear this because I think I want to get him on the show. Reached out to him, had a few things going on, but it's all about the bag. And the bag is blasphemy against the gods. That's what the bag stands for, because that's been the one of the main things, one of the biggest setbacks to our community is us chasing the bag. And it's something to think about because he comes with it in a perspective that I couldn't come from. I did my share of things, But I didn't do 26 years in the state prison. But yeah, check this out. And what he says about the things he did in his mindset. And it's the exact same mindset that we're seeing in Memphis. I'm telling you, this is on par. Check this out.
I don't care if you're selling records or you're selling keys, as long as you pay to, Yo Gotti and him losing his brother and Young Dolph down there, because now we have bodies. When bodies is in play, all bets are off. They don't care if you're selling records or you're selling keys. Let's get that straight. They don't care if you're selling records or you're selling keys, as long as you're paying your taxes on it. You see how simple this is? They just want their cut. They know we poison the community. I done came on here and I told y'all, I know I poison the community selling 25 kilos a day, in New York City and sending 100 up and down the highway down south. And I apologize, for.
You see that? That's something that's already showing accountability. That he already acknowledged that he poisoned his community. Now, I already talked about it. The music I did and some things I pushed when I was younger, poison. Some of the things I like, straight poison. And this is my way of trying to reverse that poison that I probably put out or I supported or that I've done, the mistakes that I've done on my personal journey, right? He's reversing it. But the first thing that we got to have is accountability, conversations that nobody wants to have. The thing that y'all tell me is when it comes to drug dealing, the things that you pushing, hey, man, if they don't get it from me, they're going to get it from somebody. If I don't break into this, if I don't steal this, somebody going to steal it. Why it's got to be you, though, right? Just focus on you. And that's why I always talk about focusing on self. Anyway, accountability. You heard what he said. We got to stop talking about hustling. We call drug dealing hustling. Hey, man, I'm hustling. We see all these heroin addicts out here. Fentanyl, what it's doing to our community. Kids being born addicted to this. That's on you, bro. Like it or not. But y'all scared to say these things to these people that are our people.
My heart for poisoning my community, because at the time I was selfish and I didn't know no better and I didn't fully think it out. All I wanted was the bag, and anybody got involved, face blowing off. Because if they came to get the bag, they're going to blow my face off. So it's fair exchange, ain't no robbery. I lost my brother. He got 2 to the face. I'm not mad. My own brother. See, I sound calm and simple. I say that. I'm just keeping it real. This is a part of the game. Like, Yo Gotti, I'm going to talk to you right now. You know what I mean? Y'all entered, or began, allegedly, from the street. So your brother know the street. The brother, I think his name was Eric Dunton, the brother that, your uncle that y'all was at the funeral for. So you understand. He's from the street, so he understands how this go, Death is inevitable when you're on the street, just like prison is inevitable. My brother lost his life. I can't cry over that because we knew what we signed up for. And I'm sure Big Joke knew what he signed up for, and your uncle knew what he signed up for. So all this is a way of life. And like the Moors say, when we're born, we're connected to a umbilical cord. And we got all these invisible umbilical cords in the universe that's keeping us grounded down here. That's the gravity. Now, when we lose one of our comrades, our brother, our loved ones, our mother, our sister, our pet monkey Bubbles, whoever we lose and we choose to run the street, we know that that's considered as a casualty of war. If this sounds too raw to anyone, if anyone don't agree with this, that means you're on the right path to being a good civilian. I wasn't a good civilian. It cost me 26 years in federal prison. I'm not trying to let you go to prison and have to do 26 years in prison. So I'm giving it to you real raw and uncut. That's why you come here to the Gangster Channel. Gangsters. You understand? So when I lost my brother, yes, I did cry. But I didn't cry because, he died or, I can't believe it. Because I believed it. Because we're casualties of war. I lost other comrades doing this. And even my brother sucked it up and said, all right, send me 20 more.
I mean, this is a complete understanding of what you are. right? To know oneself and understanding how he put it, to understand that we're casualties of war. But what war is that, though? What war are you fighting? Who's winning? Think about it. I love this perspective, though, bro. It's not really what, because I like to talk in facts. Everybody's talking about this rapper versus that rapper. We don't know what happened. That's the problem with people. Can we speak factually? That's the only way, because I'm addressing things that we know. The things we talk about here at the mob are facts. Y'all can go to the other pages. I don't know about everybody else that's reaching for what they think happened. But what we know is there was a brother lost, and there are several thousands of brothers lost. What are we going to do about it? What's the cause? Because I think the main thing that we lack is conflict resolution, right? Anyway, I'll get to that. Let them continue.
20 more keys. Let's keep it moving. You know what I mean? Because you lose one, you pick up two. And that's the way the street works. So it's not worth it. That's what I tell the youngins, don't go up there. And that's what this is about. It's not worth it. Don't get involved with the streets because, like I said, they did terrible things to my mother to get the bag, tied her up in the crib and everything. But I know that was a part of the game. I chose to be in it, so I chose to put my mother in it.
And like I said, this has nothing to do with what happened, but it has everything to do with Memphis. And it's all about accountability. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's obvious to me. It's obvious to me. But how many people are having these kind of conversations with the youth? I mean, how many people got enough credibility to speak on this, right?
Because at the time, I didn't know it would happen like that to me. Never would God allow someone to kidnap my mother, tie her up, pistol whip, or do none of that. God would never do that to me. He blessed me to sell 25 keys a day. God blessed me to get a connect. Now, don't that sound crazy to you civilians? That I'm telling you that God blessed me to get a connect to poison my community. That's how twisted my mentality is. So a lot of things that y'all looking at as normal now is twisted. But where I'm standing,
that's my point. That's what I'm saying. Everyone views it as like, oh, they're just greedy. All they just want to do is just take. It's just all about them taking money from the community. No, it's not about that, brother. A lot of people feel like these are blessings. If I got money in my pocket and I got a way to eat and I'm dressed clean and I'm bride clean, I'm blessed. I feel like that might be my blessing from God. No matter what about the bag. If I got the bag, nothing else matters until someone shows me otherwise. Right? That's what I'm telling you. The bag. That's the acronym. Blasphemy against the gods. If you hear anybody in our community talking about the bag, I guarantee you it's something negative around it. Because people that business owners don't even say the bag. Inventors. They don't say the bag. Hard workers. When they say the bag, it's something bad with it. Blasphemy against the gods. Remember that, though, y'all.
standing after 26 years sitting in a federal prison, 5 years in ADX, being around other men that was there 20 years before me in solitary confinement consecutively. And I'm just walking in and the little things I'm complaining about, they said, nigga, toughen up. This is what you signed up for when you hit the streets. They said, yo, I'm not crying about sitting in a cage for 26 years while you was out there doing your thing, living life, schooling girls, getting jewelry, buying cars, getting more money than I ever seen. I'm not mad at that. So you can't be mad at me for being in here 26 years or feel sorry for me. Because these are the choices that we made and these are the things that come with the choices. That's why I'm telling the youth, don't make these choices. They're not worth it. Everybody left me while I was in prison. I don't even know my nieces and nephew. I've been gone 26 years. I don't know my niece's nephew. Since I've been home, I haven't even seen them. They don't know how to approach me. I don't know how to approach them, their parents, and they're grown adults now. And they haven't even said, let me reach out to my crazy uncle that screwed up his life.
See, this is all a reality. You see what I mean? He said he got out. 26 years. Nieces, nephews had grown up. Nobody came to see him. That's all I'm saying, bro. It's like, and he was all for polluting his own community. So who wins, bro? That's what I said. All of the money. When you do all of these things, right? And whatever you gotta do, provide for yours. This is what we see. This is what we say. But if it's gonna take you away from yours, then what's the point? And then at the end, if you got, the right ones do it right. The best ones have lawyer money. And what does that do? Go right back to the state. All that money. So now you harmed your own just to make money to give back to the state. They got it set up perfectly, bro. Systemic. But I'm not being, like I said, I don't talk about anybody because I've been a part of all of these things. When I'm asleep, you gotta wake up, man. We gotta wake up. And I'm still waking up. I'm still waking up on many things and things that I found that y'all know me, right? I still use my same entertainment name for this. Holiday, right? So it ain't hard to find. But yeah, I just thought this was great. I'm gonna let him continue because I like it or not, bro. He's saying the same things I'm saying, and he's coming from a different perspective, right?
Life and poison the community. They went on with their life. But I tell you what, any one of them get in a situation on the street where they need protection, then they're gonna say, "Let me call my uncle." But until then, they don't want to know their uncle. This is what you want for yourself? I have no one but my mother who's 88. I lost my brother. That was like my twin. 2 bullets to the head. Like I said, they handcuffed me on the table, man, and shackled my feet to the floor and laid out these beautiful 8x10 glossy pictures. The color was so beautiful. When I looked at the color, my eyes lit up because I printed up pictures off Kodak, off those little, film that they had back in the day, and they never looked it so glossy. But when I looked up, I saw green on there, and the green was my brother's brain matter splattered on the floor. And he was handcuffed. And they're laughing at me, telling me the fox hunt is over. We killed the nigger. Now you're going to die in prison. Because they wanted a reaction because I refused to talk to my prosecutor. Challenge anything I'm saying. Everything I'm saying is in my transcripts. I even went home.
That was it, though. Like I said, may not be what everyone's wanting to hear, what everyone's used to, but blasphemy against the gods, the bag. Um, yeah, I want to say something else about this whole thing too, because everyone's talking about it like they know what it is. So I remember in 2 movies come to mind with this, right? You got Judas and the Black Messiah, and they clone Tyrone. Both movies that if you watch with a woke eye, you can see what they're trying to tell us or warn us of, right? But in Judas of the Black Messiah probably be a better example because it's based off reality, right? Um, in the movie, you had the Panthers and you had another militant black party that was going by. I forgot, they wore green. I can't remember. I don't remember the name of the group, but they were, of course, we know Fred Hampton, right? His goal was to unite everyone, black, white, Italian, whatever. Those that were going against the machine, right? The system that we all are under. He was just trying to make everyone be aware of it. But anyway, what happened? He wanted to stage a meeting between the Panthers and the other brothers to come together. But what happened? They found a letter, right? They were saying, hey, the Panthers were bashing them and they were bashing the Panthers. But when they came together to unite and speak, they found out that they never even wrote the letter. It was never written by them, right? The CIA wrote the letter to stage to keep the two parties apart because they knew if they united, what could happen, right? So I say that to say that the same thing with Pac and Biggie. Same thing with what's going on in our city, right? What they put PRE or whatever, CMG, all of these things that people think they know about. But it's so easy to stage these things from an outside party. Let's think about this. The motive could be Memphis and never allowing this city to be united. and never allowing our people to come together, right? You understand what by staging something from both sides. I'm not saying I know this, but I've seen it happen before in history. And that's something to know about history. History repeats itself. So, yeah, if someone else, let's say the FBI, CIA, or whoever, right, stage this event, stage these things, right? We're all, from our community, our own community, we're going to say, well, he did that, and I don't mess with them. You know, it's this side versus theirs. They understand this. And that keeps turmoil in our community because ain't nobody going to listen to me about it. But I do think it's a possibility that this all could be staged to keep turmoil, keep Memphis torn apart, and keep you feeling uncomfortable about going outside, right? Just something to think about, right? Just something to think about. That if it was staged, would you know it? Now, you're too busy trying to pick a side or say something about how you felt about what who music you played the most. Like, come on, y'all, we got to be smarter than that. It's 2024, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's not the time of sleep. I wanted to show you. Okay, so going back to this too. So I think everyone saw the Katt Williams clip, right? Everyone saw Katt Williams going off. Shout out to Mad Black, man. I appreciate you. I've been reading your comments, brother. We do need the Panthers back or a movement just like it, but we have many movements just like the Panthers. And yeah, many movements like the Panthers, like that. But are we accepting of it? What are we pushing? But anyway, I digress. Katt Williams went viral. Interview with Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay, right? And everybody loves what he said about all other comedians and whatnot. He's an entertainer. He was very entertaining. But that's not my point. He did another interview with Willie D, right? Shout out to Willie D. You know, I got to give everybody their credit due for whatever clip I share. Fair use, really, Willie D. But he said some things that were way more valuable. Then we all know people, these actors wearing dresses and they sit on the casting couch. We all know that. But these things that he said here, we don't know. I wish we did. But check this out.
Being the leader of yourself gets you nothing. The people demand to be led, regardless. There's not 13 shepherds and all these sheep. Why? Because it's unnecessary. Just one. Just one that has the connection with the sheep, which allows the sheep who has a brain about that small to be able to just focus on eating grass and not worry about falling off a cliff. We have the desire as humans to be led. We want to be led into battle. We want to be led into the football game. This is all because this is how we are wired. The cheerleaders and the pomp and circumstance, that goes back to the times of first humanity because we do need that.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about a myriad of leaders. You're not just talking about a single individual.
Right.
And I see a lot of people just be sitting back waiting on a Messiah. They're waiting on
Right.
that one person.
But they are too, though.
Who's that?
The other side is far more diligent about looking for that Messiah than we are.
Now, crazy, right? Because we've given up on the idea of a black Messiah or someone coming to save us. Either people have given up on it or we're not expecting him to be black, right? They pump these images in our mind. But you're not expecting him to be black. That's what Katt's talking about. But those who oppose are expecting him to be from the hood, right?
Because they know where to look. You probably wonder, why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it? I don't pay attention to things I don't like.
What's the answer?
The answer is the liar knows what lie he told. You see what I'm saying? So even if I made it deceitful and I made you think that the answer is over here, but the answer is really over here, I'm still going to be looking over here. Me, the one that tricked, because I know this is the right answer. Black people have lost their identity, but our oppressors have not lost our identity. That's just why they...
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm pushing here, bro. That's what I push here every week, right? That's what I'm saying. The lost identity, right? Taking back our image, right? Um, Incredible. That is wild. But yeah, Katt Williams broke it down the way that I said. That's how I feel about it, right? Because there was the CIA had an entire department dedicated to this. And I've been saying this for the last 20 years because I read about it. But like many people don't even know about it because we don't care. I mean, it's happened in the 60s, so it's like, come on, how the hell was it in the 60s? But we are not that far removed. We're still seeing people being beaten to death, right? They found 215 bodies in behind a Mississippi prison or jail, buried in the back in 2024. That sounds like 1950. So don't tell me about what happened in 1960 not being relevant right now. This is what I want to show you all this. Let me show this. I hope they don't peak my audio, right? I hope everyone can still hear me. Yeah, so that's J. Edgar Hoover, right? I know he was over the CIA a very, very long time ago. But here's the thing. Operation Rise of the Black Messiah. So if many people may say, this was a very long time ago, and things have changed. We're not that far removed from that time. Trust me. And the same thing's going on. That is what Katt spoke of, though. But to know oneself, right? So that's what I say. I shared that because it pertains to Memphis. And when you're wondering why keep up so much turmoil, why put Memphis through what they're going through? Why be so poverty stricken? Why be so full of violence? Why be so forgotten? Why be so everything, right? They understand where you have not forgotten about the Black Messiah. But the powers that be have not. All right? Now, I want to talk about this too. Like I said, it's one of the last things that we talk about, the images that we see, right? Now, the one of the main things everyone talks about in Memphis today is the smash and grab, shoplifting. Crime is up. Hey, everyone, crime is up in America today. As soon as we see it on the news, you're like, oh, who's stealing? It's black people, terrorists, migrants. Who's stealing? Whatever they tell us, we buy it. And then we take it to the water cooler without thinking for ourselves, right? Did I even mention this? And I got really attacked for saying, I was like, bro, people were stealing when I was a kid, running in the mall, stealing clothes and running out the back, right? Like, what's the big deal right today? I mean, I'm sure it's been happening, is all I'm saying. It's been happening since I was a kid. So why today our business is saying that crime is so high, right? Crime is at an all-time high. Well, I have the reasoning behind it. Because I just want to open your third eye, right? Check this out. About shoplifting in America today.
We're seeing a lot of crime. We're seeing a lot of shoplifting, smash and grabs,
premeditated stick-ups.
It's like Jesse James.
Did you know that the so-called shoplifting epidemic is basically bullshit? For the last 3 years, we've been bombarded with viral videos of shoplifters in action and endless news stories about the rise in organized retail crime. The corporations that own the stores were happy to fuel the hysteria. CEOs came out of the woodwork, left and right, trying to convince cable news viewers that theft was severely impacting their bottom line. The National National Retail Federation, which is an industry lobbying group, reported that organized theft resulted in a staggering, heartbreaking loss of $45 billion for companies like these. As a result, stores were shut down, employees were laid off, while shoppers are forced to deal with heightened surveillance and armed security guards as they peruse items like deodorant locked behind plexiglass.
And then you see spam being locked up at this point.
No wonder I can't get my spam.
Well, that's the problem.
All of this is happening because a massive wave of organized shoplifting has left these retailers really struggling to survive, right? Well, brace yourselves, because those corporate CEOs were actually lying to you. That's right. The whole hysteria over shoplifting is a scam. Let's take that frightening $45 billion figure. The Retail Federation just publicly retracted it. One analyst misread a Senate transcript and pretty much created a media panic out of nothing. If anything, shoplifting is actually down in most of the country, but that's not what you're going to hear on the news.
It's not.
Keep watching the news. So. I mean, you know, or you can watch the mob. We tell the truth. Shoplifting is up. They're breaking in stores. They're doing this. They're doing. I mean, I'm saying things, but it's like they push it. The more they show it, they understand the images we see. It's monkey see, monkey do, right? Oh, they did it. They got away with it. I know I can do it. I can get away with it when the thought was never even in your mind in the first place. But who put it there? Or they could show you doing positive things. They could show you ways to save money on things. They could show you where you could get you high-paying jobs, right? Without having requirements, without having training, right? Well, they can show you these things. Let's think about it. The images in the mind. But it's all I'm here for. Thought-provoking.
And we're not repeating the same thing over and over again.
Even top executives at these big retailers are openly admitting that they were full of it. A year after sounding the alarm on gangs emptying out their stores, one Walgreens finance chief says that, quote, "We cried too much last year about losses." This kind of dramatic reversal really underscores the need for some journalistic skepticism about retailers' claims about shoplifting. Across the board, media outlets have given these lies way too much oxygen, but the right-wing news machine has gone all in. They've seized this opportunity to portray big cities as liberal hellholes with toothless prosecutors and under-resourced police allowing thieves to run amok.
To fight the real problem, you need a ton of cops.
The crime panic might be manufactured, but the consequences are real. Across the country, tough-on-crime politicians are enacting policies like bans on ski masks and harsher sentences for shoplifting. Policies that won't solve.
All right. Right? Harsher penalties for shoplifting. So the same thing with everyone seeing the violence and all these things, right? You come with harsher penalties. But who's affected by the harsher penalties? It's whatever lens you want to look at this on. You can be from the surface. We're talking about the layers. Let me take that back just a second because she's going to talk about who it directly affects.
Tough-on-crime politicians are enacting policies like bans on ski masks and harsher sentences for shoplifting. Policies that won't solve anything and will disproportionately impact Black and brown people. At least 9 states have passed anti-shoplifting legislation, and Congress is looking to do the same nationally. The Combating Organized Retail Crime Act is a bipartisan bill introduced last year that would bring about way tougher penalties for shoplifting and make it easier to prosecute as a federal crime. If you can't change the law, you can always try throwing money and cops at a problem and hoping that it goes away. In California, Governor Gavin Newsom has pledged to spend $267 million on his Real Public Safety Plan, which is just handing out tens of millions of dollars to police departments across the state. Honestly, cops are salivating at the opportunities presented by the shoplifting scam. They get real money to fight a fake crime wave, and then they use it to fund new surveillance equipment and training and creepy new tactics to nail alleged thieves. If you want to fight crime at U.S. retail stores, stop going after imaginary shoplifters and take a look at wage theft. Every year, corporations steal tens of billions of dollars they rightfully owe their employees, impacting lower wage workers, people of color, and immigrant workers most of all. Not that you'd ever hear about it on Fox News.
Right.
We're seeing a lot of crime. We're seeing a lot of shoplifting.
But you're concerned about PS5 being stolen at GameStop. But what about wage theft, right? And that's what's going on in Memphis, right? That's how you get poverty, right? Because the top is so sweet. When you got the average Memphian making around what, $24,000 a year, you got the average black household making $43,000 a year, and you got the average white household, if I'm not mistaken, $72,000. And it's for no reason that people want. But you'll never hear a story about wages being stolen. Like this, for many places that I've worked for, right? We make what? Well, I remember we know they had to increase now. They raised minimum wage up to what, $15? No, what is it, $13? Something like that. Right? And they inflate right when they put that up, they raise inflation comes, so right? But many people that have never done the job in the many places that I worked, they could never do anything that I've done on the floor or anything, right? They had no idea, they had no experience, but they made a nice salary because they knew someone that worked there, right? And you know the one that worked there was probably someone from their own culture. So if I'm not a part of that culture, how do I get breakthrough in a field that I work where the top is so sweet, right? And I've been working in this field for 10 years, 15 years. How do I get that? How do we fix that? Because we're so quick to say harsher penalties for all the criminals. Nah, y'all gonna keep having the same problem over and over again. Unless we get to the root cause of it. And we don't want to talk about wage theft though, but we just want to talk about what's happening on airways though, right? Holler at me, chat mob. How do y'all feel? Haven't you all worked somewhere and wondered why you doing all the work? And then I'm just be real. You know where we work, right? You know what Memphis is. It's an industrial city. So we got many of these warehouses, right? And you go in the warehouse and 90% of the workers are black. And they all work on the floor. But when they see everyone that's in charge, Caucasians, right? That's what we people talk about, white man's world, right? In a black city. So you look around, how does that translate? What does it translate to? Right? It's to the point where within our own city, we really accept it. I used to think that, okay, that's just how it is. When I was younger and I go work somewhere and I see it, like, well, that's just how things are. That's not how things are, brother. That's not how things are. That's how we allow them to be. Right? Make sure everyone coming in, make sure you hit the like button. Right, Black said all the time, especially FedEx. Right, right. But we accept it. It's like, hey, bro, I know people that have great educations, have experience, and they still can't get to that cream. But you understand how this translates to each family because we, like, a friend of mine, myself, we talked about this. Key word, legacy. So that's really stealing money from families, right? That's old that. How many families in this city, how many fathers, how many mothers have worked so long and got very little pay, right, for that job, who are qualified? How many people get overlooked who deserve a raise? And the bigger question is, how do we fix that, though, right? But like I said, like they talked about in the video I shared, it all comes back to that translating to businesses closing down. And this is an experiment. I've told y'all that, man. Memphis is an experiment. And it's going well because we buy into all of the bullshit the media sells us. So 10 years from now, not even 10 years, I'll say 20 years from now, watch Memphis. When all of us are old and everyone's moved away, no one cares, and everyone's talking about, oh man, trust me, it's coming back. Oh, right. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to show that though. Right. Yeah, we worked some. Yeah, I'm sure we have. Stephanie, I'm sure we work with each other. It's always going on, right? Everywhere I work. But I can tell you this, I don't even know the quick fix to that. But I know that's the root cause of a lot of problems, though, right? It's just something to think about. But we're not going to talk about, like I say, you will never see the news covering wage theft because we know who they're stealing that from. There's no way you could be paying something. And another thing with wage theft, right? The temp agency. The whole idea of a temp service is wage theft, bro. I don't care what y'all say. When I was I worked in Pennsylvania, right? In Pennsylvania, they didn't have any temp agencies, and they didn't have any what do you call it, pawn shops, because they know that leads to crime. Right? If you build it, they will come. How about you don't build it? How about you don't allow it? But you understand, hey, who owns the temp agencies? It ain't us. It ain't us. But like I said, for those who coming in a little late, don't come to me talking to me about the bag. The bag. It's an acronym for blasphemy against the gods. Because anytime someone says something about the bags, blasphemy against the gods, man. And I'm not saying God. I'm saying the gods. And find out about that. If you don't understand who the gods are, look into it. All right. One last point I want to make too. I told you I wasn't going to be here for the entire. All right, everyone coming in late, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like, and catch the show, what you didn't miss. Community centers, right? I want to talk about that. That's my solution this week. The community centers when I was a kid, grew up in the 90s, the Michael Jordan era. And I remember my first time my friends took me to the community center. And they had a basketball gym. We used to play at the park all the time, right? But anyway, they catered to a young Ryan because it was the basketball era and I was happy about everything. We went in there, they had pool tables, they had a basketball court, they had a team. The thing about it, and whoever did that, I'm sure it was a brother or a sister that came up with it because, man, ever since then, no one's updated. But that whoever did that 10, 15 years prior to my upbringing, I want to thank them because that saved me and my friends from doing so much, from getting involved in so much. Because who knows what we could have gotten into when we were at the community center? We were eating, we had games, they had video, they had everything. We like ping pong or whatnot. But if you look at today, though, right, the community centers that we have now, they don't cater to the youth. They cater to things when I was younger. They might as well have Curveball and Tecmo Bowl and NBA Live up there. Nah, that's to my upbringing. I love basketball. The kids today, they don't love that. So one of my solutions going forward is to upgrade our communities. I saw they got the Melrose High School, and I want to try to be a part of that as much as I can with them renovating the old Melrose High School, part of my own community, Orange Mound. So the things that we got to do, and everyone's probably going to wonder like why I'm saying these things. I get to that at the end. But the things we're going to do, we got to put in, we're going to have Call of Duty. We're going to have NBA 2K. We're going to have all of these things. We got to update the community center to what they like. In video games, YouTubing, all of these things are what they love. When I say they, I mean the youth of today, right? We got, what do you call it? The GTA. We got so many controls and so many game systems. You can play with your friends. You can come here and eat. You can come here. But while we have them stationed there, we can talk to them. We can see them. We can feed them. We had control of it because that's how they had us. Orange Mound Community Center, they had us under their watchful eye forever, 3-4 hours, whatever. And that's the whole purpose of it. Because right now, you don't know what's going on. You don't even, because you're not building anything to cater to the kids, right? If you want to be a gamer, fine. We're going to show you how to stream this game and get paid for it, right? You can do it here. Because I know one thing about this YouTube and vlogging or whatnot, it can be quite expensive, right? For a struggling parent. You need a camera, you need something, you need this, you need internet access, you need high-speed internet. You need a microphone. Okay, we got all of those things. And we're going to show you how to do it, right? So you just come here after school every day for 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours and do that. You want to make beats. And they do have an audio studio that they're working on there too. So I get in that. Definitely got to be a part of that. But that, if you want to make beats, you want to record, you can come here for free. It's a community center. But we really could get rid of the gym, y'all. The kids are not playing community basketball anymore. If they like basketball, they play AAU or they play school ball. We got to get the ones that don't know what they want to do with their spare time. Usually the ones that don't know what they want to do with their spare time, they probably on the phone or playing a video game or recording something. So we're going to teach them how to do that. And while we have them, we're going to feed them, we're going to teach them, and we're going to talk to them. We're going to see what they got to say. But trust me, if you make it, it's like Hansel and Gretel, right? And what was that? The house with the lady that was made of candy. We got to make a house made of candy, bro. We got to make gingerbread doors, whatever it takes to get them in here. That's what we're going to do. Right, the gym dry. Right, Sanchez, I see you, my boy. Jay, right, the gym be dry. Free play 20 minutes. It ain't like how we was. All my folks, y'all know how we did. We came up. A media creation studio, definitely. We need multiple. And it shouldn't just be one in like Orange Mound and one in South Memphis that you got to drive to because they can't get to it. And we need to promote transportation, right? Get to these. We need vans. All of this grant money is like, bro, I don't understand like what's being done. The fix is so simple. We just got to cater things to them. Because if we can you imagine how many PS5s we could load up and you can play on the Megatron on the biggest screen, and you can play your friends, and all y'all can go and play Fortnite and do what you want to do. But yeah, before you do that, let me talk to you. You did done that homework? Yeah. What are you doing? I get to see you at all times while you use it. And many of us will pay for it. Tennessee is top 10 in Texas, state Texas, and you get nothing out of it. But these are things, like I said, I came across Paul Young. This is something I shoot at him. We got plenty of connects going on. I got many people working. This is my thing for 2024. And I still got the Green Book coming. So those two things we're going to work on. Try to get these community centers updated for the community. Because right now, like I said, you go in the community, you go in the gym, some 35-year-old men in there playing basketball. That ain't what it's made for. I mean, you can use this for the community. You're a part of it too, but let's get these kids, right? All right. But yeah. So if you want to donate food and do all those things, we're going to have it there. We're going to have it there. Because the newest, like I tell y'all all the time, like we want to get police officers to come talk to the kids. No, kids don't want to be police officers. Kids want to be YouTubers. And they don't want to be in the way that I'm doing it. They don't want to focus on. They want to be seen and be known. They want to be on Instagram and TikTokers. But you make this. I'm talking about you make this place so good that they can't make it. Mama can't afford to do this at home. We got an editing room over here. They got people like myself and like some of the people that in the chat mob. They're editing the videos. A kid could never do it. They got to go to school, but they want to come back tomorrow. What does that do? Eliminate them from falling in the wrong hands, man. And that's what happened for me. So I owe that to the youth of this city, man. I owe this to the youth of them everywhere, actually. We just got to think. We got to use our heads. Nobody at the gym. Ain't nobody swimming and playing basketball no more. A few are, like I said, but for the most part, it's nothing like it was 25 years ago. All right, I got one thing I want to show y'all. So, everyone, they was talking about the Katt Williams chain. So I wanted to bring this up. Check this out. Right? The woke chain, right? That's before I get out of here. And that is from what now it could be something totally different, y'all. Don't get me mistaken. I know a few things. From what I researched, it is a sign of Buddhism, right? And it is the Dharma chakra, right? And the Dharma, you got karma and you got Dharma, right? I say this because we're talking about Katt Williams. I just wanted to touch on this before I left, y'all. And this is what it is. It looks like a steering wheel for a ship, right? Now, that is there. You look at it, it's got 8 spokes around it. One north, south, east, west, and then he's got 4 others, right? Now, check out the Dharma chakra, right? Here it is. All right. That is it, right? And so I've seen people say a lot of stuff. I love this. Y'all can see my arms, y'all can see my face stuff. But yeah, so that represents right view, right thinking, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right diligence, right mindfulness, right concentration, right? Now, here's the things though. When they say right view is to know the truth, right? Right thinking, to have the right intentions, free your mind of evil, right? Right speech, say nothing that hurts others, right? Right action, work for the good of others, watch the action, have the right actions, right? Right livelihood, respect life, right? Right effort, resist evil, right? Right mindfulness, practice meditation, right? Well, okay, I'm sorry. Right mindfulness is control your thoughts. I'm sorry. Control your thoughts, and right concentration is practicing meditation. So it's kind of like when you think of this, it's kind of like the 10 Commandments of Buddhism, right? And it's all of these things. Like I told you, study many things. But this is, if you ask me now, I'm not Katt Williams. I didn't make the chain. But if you ask me, that's the Dharma chakra of Buddhism. And like I said, many people in Buddhism are trying to reach nirvana. There's a lot of things there that you can teach, but very knowledgeable man. So yeah, the Dharma chakra. Right. So y'all keep that in mind. So this is something to take with you. Everyone's talking about what Katt Williams. What did he wear? What was he wearing? Make sure everyone coming in, make sure you to like and subscribe, share it, let everybody know there's some information in here that I would love for everyone to hear. And the main thing, stop watching these people that aren't from Memphis that do these full reports and investigative reports on the city and what's going on, speaking on our own, showing us, look, there ain't nobody said nothing about the ICE. All of this talk about what they got, what this is going on. Ain't nobody gonna help us with this ICE, bro. So just, man, care about yourself, care about your own. Love each other, man. Like I said, the only fact that we can go from what everyone's been talking about is that a very famous person from the city, Yo Gotti, lost his brother. And we consider them our brothers. And yeah, and that's the only fact. Everything else is alleged. Join the FBI if you know more than that. Go give a tip or something, whatever. But what we do know is he lost his brother to a senseless act of violence. And too many of us, my friend who's in here, lost one of my friends to a senseless act of violence. Rest in peace, Lil Yo. Just one of many, man. One of many that we lost. So I can see him, like he's in here right now. His brother's in here right now. So there's something that, many people can relate to. And they would like to hear, like, my thing is, like, at this point, I would like for him to, I'm speaking about Yo Gotti right now, to speak to those people, because he has more influence than I could ever have right now at this point in time. Right now, right? I won't use my influence for the right, but it's the same thing that I would hold myself to. And anything that y'all expect of him, you should expect of yourself. Don't hold him to anything that you don't hold yourself to. And that goes for anyone and everybody. All right? That's all we can do. So be whatever you expect the rappers to be, politicians to be, church leaders to be, YouTubers, whatever, NBA players, be that. Be that. Become that. And then you'll be focusing on yourself. All right? Focus on ourselves, man. Be better. All right, y'all. I still went over. I ain't going to go over to an hour and 15 this week. Man, we are here. We're working on things. Operation Stop the Black Messiah. Remember that, y'all. We're going to let them stop it. Can't let them stop the Black Messiah. All right? Right. Stop waiting on the leaders and be that leader. Right? All right, y'all. Next week, I promise it's going to be a full hour next week. I think it was a great show still, bro. We didn't even share in the Memphis news. And plan on bringing the guests back next week. I'll find out what it is. Check back with us every Wednesday. Allow us to reintroduce ourselves. We are the mob. See y'all next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Love y'all, man. Appreciate it. Check back with us. Yeah.